Hello, I'm Mitch Tetman. I build and finish cabinets in Florida. I was about to stain this mahogany wine cabinet and I decided to make a video on how to do it because if you don't do it this way, it's just going to be a nightmare. So I'm going to show the stain that I use, the tools that I use, and just how to do it the easiest way possible, okay? As you can see, there's lots of tight little corners and niches like in there. Okay, so it's kind of a difficult thing to do, plus it's a pretty large project. So I'm going to use a lacquer wiping stain. It's just a professional grade stain made by Linmar, which is at every Benjamin Moore store. If they don't have it, you can have them order it. From what I heard, Linmar is about to get sold to Gemini, so you might have to start looking there next year for this stain. In this case, I'm using the 1LS.1204 dark mahogany. You're going to need that. You're going to need a stain, hopefully something as good as that. Not Minwax, a 3M chemical mask, rubber gloves, a gravity feed, a paintbrush, and lots and lots of clean rags. I'm going to explain now beforehand because I'm about to have a mask on. I don't have to voice over later. I'm going to take my gun, I'm going to fill it up with stain. I'm going to set the pressure as low as I possibly can on the pressure regulator. This is like a regular old gun you can get at Lowe's. They work pretty good. I use them till they don't work anymore and toss them out and get a new one. You don't need a high-end HVLP to finish cabinets. I've been doing it for 20 years. But so I'm going to spray it up in all the cracks one at a time, and then I'm going to go ahead and wipe them off. And I have some different ways of getting it back out of the cracks once it's in there. See that? I just put my towel over my paintbrush. It's hard to tell from this vantage point, so I'll turn my light on real quick. Okay, so you can see by putting a rag over my paintbrush and just shoving it down there in that crack, I got all the stain off. Okay, so I'm not trying to make a commercial for Linmar paint or anything, but if you happen to have any little, splotches like on the edge or where you sprayed one compartment and it oversprayed into the next, all you have to do is put some stain on a rag at the end and give it a good buff and it'll even it right out. I mean, it's pretty user-friendly stuff. That's what you get when you buy decent chemicals. I hope this helps somebody out. I don't know what I would do if I didn't know the rag over the paintbrush trick, because it's hard to get up in those cracks. But on something like this, it's do it this way or stain it all before you put it together, and then you run the risk of having cut marks shown on the inside, and then you got to take and touch them up anyways. You got to touch up all them little pieces where you put stuff together if you stain beforehand. So I think it's just easier to do it this way.